Welcome. Hello there, my name is Femi Akonde, and this is The Big Issue. Well, it is now normal to hear about mass failures in examination, be it WAEC, JAMB, NECO, from secondary schools even to tertiary institutions in Nigeria. Students have in one way or the other accused teachers and lecturers of intentionally sabotaging their efforts at success by making exams too difficult to pass. It is in Nigeria you will see a student studying for an exam with his legs in a bucket of water. Should passing exams be that hard, or could it be part of the drill to success? And this is the reason why we ask on The Big Issue today, are examinations in Nigeria a test for success or a test to see many students fail? Don't go nowhere. Well, the debate will start after this quick break. You're still watching The Big Issue. Welcome back to The Big Issue. Our question today is, are examinations in Nigeria a test for success or a test for failure? Well, on the show today, we prepare before you a table of men who will be discussing issues surrounding examinations in Nigeria. Now, let's welcome on stage Dotun Sodunke. Take anywhere, just take any stand there. Well, Dr. Sodunke is an educational consultant, also an education activist. He is the national president of the Association of Tutorial School Operators. Dr. will shed more light on why he thinks examination in Nigeria is a test of failure. A round of applause again for Dr. Sodunke. And let's welcome Nwabara Good News. Welcome, Nwabara Good News. Take that side of the podium. Nwabara Good News is an educational sociologist, a principal with God First International School. He's also an author of the book On the Road to Kigali. He believes examination in Nigeria is a test for success. Welcome, Nwabara. We also have Tunde Aluko. Let's welcome Tunde Aluko. Tunde Aluko is a graduate of mathematics. He's also an accountant, and he will be sharing his experience with us. He's also, of course, an award winner from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Tunde will be sharing his experience with us, as he will be sharing his experience on why he has seen examination, or why he sees examination as a test for failure. Welcome, Tunde, once again. Well, we are still expecting Ola Arowolo. He's a lecturer and is one of the youngest you will find around town these days. He is with the School of Communications of the Lagos State University, LASU. That's the journalism department there. He will be here to defend lecturers' actions towards certain examinations in Nigeria. Now, once again, let's welcome our debaters. Okay, we'll start the debate with Good News Nwabara, who's a principal with the God First International School. He believes examination in Nigeria is a test for success. So many people out there don't agree with your standpoint.
Over the years, traditionally, even from the China 210 AD, it's been known that examination had been a standard for testing, for placement, for evaluation, and for accreditation, even for promotion, and placing students and children where they're supposed to be. And if these standards must be set, and if children must be exposed to the same material, and for the benefit of hindsight as an educational supervisor, I've been in charge of oversight duties to see that the curriculums are well implemented. And when you look at the syllabus and the scheme of work, all children are exposed to the same direction. And if they are to be tested, all things being equal, they are expected to come out with the same result or even minimal differences. So there's no gainsaying the fact that examination must be a test for the success of students.
All right, Tunde Aluko, I observed the look of your face. Of course, it wasn't a pleasant expression when he was making his point. You really don't agree with him on this?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Come on, make your own point.
I've had instances where people have said exactly what he said, that they should give us the same results. But really, when you're in a class, even in a school, we know that there are a lot of factors that have to be considered when you are expecting results from students. Let's say, for instance, in a university, we know there are, especially in our public universities, even our private universities, let's start with this very important point, which is the conducive environment. Our classes are not conducive for learning. Even the hostels are not even good. You don't even have regular power supply, and you expect that students, that the information you have given them, that you expect them to relate it back to you in the exam. This is not possible. Really, I'm going to be saying a lot of things here. And let me start with this analogy. There is this man, he's the president and CEO of Texas Armory Corporation. He's Trent Kimball. This test, that's why I call an examination. He's a president of Mercedes-Benz, whatever. So they were going to test bulletproof vehicle. Do you know what this man did? The man entered the vehicle, and we had people that were shooting at him. It was actually 12 shots. I counted it. I saw it over and over again. 12 bullets were shot at the man, and none actually penetrated the car. But if you look at it, our students here, they will have 12 subjects they will do in WAEC. After the first one, just one bullet, they won't even have what it takes to follow it up. The truth of the matter is, over the years, we cannot, like you said, it just gave us the historical analysis of when exams started. But of course, I mean, society evolved, challenges evolved. There are a lot of things we are facing. You can't expect the measure you have used for those of those age and bring it down here. There are a lot of things we are facing, and this thing is not helping us. Okay, let's look at this now. And the problem we're having in Nigeria, especially because I want to narrow it down to Nigeria. Now WAEC is ongoing. Parents at home, they are cooperating, what I want to say, because of the way we have emphasized on examination. Learning is a process. Examination should not even be the key thing.
Well, we've provoked an interesting debate here today. Are examinations in Nigeria a test for success or failure? Dr. Shodunke is the national president of the Association of Tutorial School Operators. He believes examinations in Nigeria is a test for failure. But you run a tutorial school. So why do you run a tutorial school that, of course, helps students or prepares students for examinations when you believe examinations in Nigeria is a test for failure?
You are putting me on the spot.
Yes,
but
that's why we're here.
But really, what the angle with which I'm going to take it will be different and very local. I'm going to localize it, and honestly, I am going to Nigerianize it. Right? I want to solve the immediate problem, right? The problem of my immediate environment. I don't want to talk about China, Ghana, America, certain history. Now, let us look at it critically. Education itself in Nigeria, it is tormented by three things.
Let us know.
The terror, the error, and the horror.
Wow. So you want to start with the terror?
The terrors are the people at the ends of affair of education in Nigeria.
The errors.
They are the chief examiner, the JAMB registrar. So the terrors are
the error and the horror.
Some of the VCs, some of the education administrators, some of the ministers of education that we have had in the past, the political interference into education in Nigeria, whereby we don't put the right person in charge of education. The budgeting, 26% for education, so as to enhance good examination. right? But now what we have is less than 9% in education.
So if
right?
we had 26%, that means examination will be permitted as a way to, as a test for success.
No, not really. But I told you that I'm going to talk about Nigeria more. Right? I'm telling you why the issue is so bad here. I am not completely against examination, but what we are saying is that if you are going to do exam, please don't be partial, make it perfect. Now, that is the terror. Those are the terrors, right? These terrors are the ones in charge of education. The kind of policy they churn out is erroneous. E.g., 6334, it didn't work. 5546, it didn't work. 22221, it didn't work. Which system is working? We don't know because it's erroneous and it was, given to us by the terrorists. Now, those people that now consume this erroneous policy, they have now become horror. Now we produce doctors that cannot minister injection. They give you injection, you die. President cannot even take medical whatever here. He goes to London, right? Because he's scared of the terrors that we have as graduates, right? You can't put them in class to teach. They cannot perform. Today, I think always, who will teach my children? That is the question. Now, look at what you are doing now. You should think, who will take over from you?
That is a horror.
That is the horror that we produce from our examination. And you tell us to continue this kind of exam. Exam, the lecturer will come to class, will tell you, the total mark is 100. 30 belongs to God. 20 belongs to me. What you can fight for, no matter what you write, is 50. Who are you? Who are those examiners? Those lecturers in... I'm waiting for the fourth person who is representing the lecturers. Those lecturers in Ife, the last man we have, you know what happened between the man and the student. That is what they use exam for most times in Nigeria. You are talking about JAMB exam, for example. They will sell 1.7 million form. The space available in good school, not Chibok University. Good schools that people want to go to, the space available is less than 100,000.
Okay, let me bring in...
So exam is faulty in Nigeria. They should just find a way of getting the right people to advise them and to do it right.
I want to bring in good news. Good news. Some people have said exams are a test of memory, not learning. Students study to pass exams, just to pass exams. After passing the exam, the memory is lost. How do you respond to that?
Well, I wouldn't want us here to sacrifice accuracy on the altar of circumstances. I wouldn't want us here to leave the substance and start pursuing the shadows. You went to school. I went to school. We were exposed to materials that were tested. Now, if a child is not able to remember after reading, the child must have had what we call comprehension problem. And the child wouldn't have learned with the proper cueing. If you learn to cue in the long-term memory so that you can retrieve effectively. People should not see learning as something you rush in and rush out. In fact, that is a problem we should be talking about rather than blaming the examination itself that is used to ascertain the credibility of certain students.
But he said learning is a process, and most times you don't have to pass an exam to learn.
Of course, you learn to be examined, isn't it so?
You're not examining to learn.
At the end of the learning process, you should be examined from what you've learned. And if this is true, it will take a lazy student to support the fact that examination is not a test of knowledge because he doesn't have any knowledge to produce at the end of the examination tunnel. Because let's look at this way. Students today have become what they call a house divided against itself.
It cannot stand.
The time they would use to study their book properly or learn properly so as to be examined, they use it on social medias. When they are not watching, chatting on social medias, they are busy watching movies and worse still, pornography. And they call it part of learning. What are you learning?
Social media is part of learning.
What are you learning with something that you're not going to be tested on?
Are you not learning on social media? Must you be tested?
All right. Good news. Yeah. Bring it on.
Yes. We need to look at that. Those are the issues.
Feel free to stand up as you move
those are the issues that should be addressing. We need to nip that in the bud. And now look at it. A student will come up and tell a lecturer that you did. In fact, this is where I want to profile a solution as a mark of policy, that there should be what we call the National University Commission should set standard that will remove examination from the hands of the sadistic lecturers. Good. So that they will not be victimizing students. Good. And those students will be hiding under the pretense of their inability to succeed and blame those lecturers.
Sadistic lecturers.
Yes.
Now let me come to you, Arowolo. How do you know if a student is keeping up with school? If you don't...
Tunde Aluko.
Tunde Aluko, I beg your pardon. How do you know if a student is keeping up with school if you don't give him an exam?
All right. Like I said, I think in our own climate, we've had a problem, and we want to continue with the system we have been using. And there's this popular saying that it's only a madman that will continue to do the same thing, the same way, and expect different results. And that's been our own problem. My own point, the way I see this thing is, we have to change the system of examining students. We shouldn't wait till after a semester.
Change it to what?
Just listen to me. We have to really change it. Okay, for instance, now students, when they get into school, all their mind is they wait for the 10th week. All they want to do is, oh, they have the materials already. It will even shock you. Some of this, I have a friend, I don't want to mention where he did his master's. What his dad used, the notes the dad used in 1987 for his master is the same note he used when he did his own in 2015. I don't know if you can comprehend what I'm saying.
Will you blame them when a student's destiny is determined by a set of questions on a piece of paper?
That's what I'm saying, that this thing has to be looked at holistically.
So that means you agree that examination is a test for failure.
It's a failure. That's the point. That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
So we shouldn't have this debate.
No.
Since you're already aligning with him.
No, I'm against him. He said it's a test of success, and I'm saying it's a test of failure.
Yes.
Especially the one that you are constituting in Nigeria. All they do, okay, in the school that I finished from, I remember then, some of my classmates, this is what we do. Now, this is what they say, you know. If they have an exam tomorrow, the night before, they will say, oh, I'm not going to bathe. I'm not going to wear any other clothes. That the clothes I'm wearing
to read,
I will sleep with it, and I will go into the examination hall. You know what they are saying?
Maybe the knowledge would have rubbed off on that
cloth. If they try to remove the cloth and bring another one, that knowledge will be washed off. If they go to the bedroom and bathe, they are going to wash off the knowledge. What is that telling you? Most of us, yeah, we go there to do rote learning. What we call rote learning. We just learn to pass. Immediately we leave the exam, we forget it. And let me write.
Passing that examination is also very important because it determines the future and the...
I beg to disagree. We have a lot...
Yes, it does.
Excuse me.
Before you move from one class to the other in school, or before you graduate from the university, you have to pass an exam.
If you look at our economy, look at our political space, we've had people, we've rewarded SANS, we've had them as Minister of Power and Steel. I remember the late icon Bola Ige, you know. I mean, you will say this is an academic icon. What did he do? What I'm saying is we should de-emphasize the pen and the paper as a means of examining excellence or knowledge. We need practical solutions to our problem. See, excuse me. See, our educational institute is supposed to be a hub for solution for the country. We have a lot of socio-economic problems. Our university cannot provide solution to it. You cannot even bring out your lecturers, let them become the president, let them become minister of this or that. You won't even see anything. It's because we have passed through the same process. Yes. I've passed through the same process. My child, I pray, it will not pass through this process.
Amen.
And I pray, this is how, see, the millennials, I have an advice for us. We have to speak up. We have to stand up, we have to dig up. Seriously, we have to look for solutions. Because these ones that are there, they do not care. We are doing 1 year masters. I think the minister said they should increase it to 2 years. You are not even thinking about the robustness of the study.
All right, Tunde Aluko, I'll have to cut you there. We need to take a quick break at this point. When we return, Ola Arowolo, a young lecturer. Of course, I hope he's not one of the sadistic ones that he was referring to. He will be joining us after the break. You're still watching The Big Issue.